In 2015, Joseph J. Ellis published the Quartet, Orchestrating the Second American Revolution, 1783 to 1789, a captivating non-fiction history book. The narrative delves into the journey of the 13 original American colonies and their decision to form a new central government shortly after gaining independence. As a professor of history at Mount Holyoke College and a respected scholar in American colonial history, Ellis brings his expertise and engaging storytelling to the forefront. His previous work, Founding Brothers, earned him the Pulitzer Prize for History in 2001. In the book's introduction, Ellis challenges the conventional perception of the nation's founding, asserting that it wasn't until 1789, when the Constitution of the United States was adopted, that the United States truly became a nation, contrary to the popular belief, dating it back to the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776. He identifies four pivotal figures who facilitated this transition from Confederation to nationhood: George Washington, Alexander Hamilton, John Jay, and James Madison. These influential men and their accomplishments during the period of 1783 to 1789, what Ellis calls the Second American Revolution, take center stage in the Quartet. Following the Revolutionary War, the colonies were governed by the Articles of Confederation, granting them sovereignty while limiting the power of the federal government. Hamilton, among others, tirelessly sought reform. Their vision was to establish a central government that could balance authority between the states and the federal level, guiding the American Republic towards nationhood while still preserving the importance of local and state allegiances. The idea of a new constitution and a centralized government faces strong opposition from the public, who fear it might resemble the British rule they just fought to escape. However, George Washington and John Jay, having experienced the challenges of the Revolutionary War firsthand, firmly believe in the necessity of a strong central authority. Jay, as an American ambassador, struggled to represent the interests of 13 separate colonies rather than a united nation. Similarly, Washington's troops faced difficulties obtaining essential supplies and had to negotiate with individual states for provisions and pay. Washington emerges as a staunch advocate for a new constitution, emphasizing that they must either act as a united people in matters of general concern or abandon the pretense of unity altogether. While the colonists may not immediately grasp all the reasons for a centralized government, several crucial factors make it essential. The states have incurred significant debts during their struggle for independence, yet the current Articles of Confederation lack provisions for taxation to repay these debts. Furthermore, they face real threats from powerful nations like England, France, and Spain, all of whom have shown interest in the New World. As 13 separate and disorganized states, their ability to defend themselves is limited. In 1787, the Constitutional Convention is convened, led by James Madison, despite his small stature and persistent health issues. He strategically chooses Philadelphia as the convention's location, a city with strong pro-Constitution sentiments, and convinces Washington to preside over the event, coming out of retirement for this purpose. As the Constitutional Convention progresses, Alexander Hamilton is among a group of 5 men assigned to create a final draft of the new Constitution from 23 approved articles. While 39 delegates sign the draft, some refuse to do so, leading to the perception of the draft as a failure. However, not everything about the convention is a disappointment. James Madison, along with Benjamin Franklin and Robert Morris, strongly opposes the prevailing belief that democratic governments can only function effectively in small countries and advocates for a broader perspective. In 1788, the Congress of the Constitution calls for the colonies to vote on ratifying the new Constitution. During this time, Madison begins advocating for amendments to protect citizens' rights, but faces opposition from various quarters. The Federalists, who support the Constitution as it is, believe amendments are unnecessary, while the Anti-Federalists, who oppose the Constitution, argue that the proposed amendments do not adequately address the document's flaws. In response, Madison, along with Hamilton and Jay, authors the Federalist Papers under the pseudonym Publius. These articles are published in New York, a hub of anti-Federalist sentiment, and gain considerable readership, although their impact on swaying the ratification debate is uncertain. The vote for the ratification of the Constitution in most states is closely contested, but in September 1788, The Congress of the Constitution passes a resolution to put the new Constitution into operation in 11 states. To address the concerns of the anti-federalists, 10 amendments are added to the Constitution, collectively known as the Bill of Rights. The following year, George Washington is inaugurated as the first President of the United States, and eventually, the remaining 2 states, North Carolina and Rhode Island, also ratify the Constitution. Robert Rosenberger, a philosophy professor at Georgia Tech, praises the Quartet in an article for the Rumpus, describing it as a swift and thoughtful account of the arduous struggle to create the American Constitution. He commends the book for skillfully capturing the power dynamics, high stakes, frustrations, and exhilaration that characterized the quest for nationhood. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.